Let me ask you something that might make you stop and think for a second. Have you ever walked away from a conversation with a woman you were really interested in, feeling like it went okay, but deep down you knew she probably wouldn't remember you tomorrow? You asked the usual questions, she gave the usual answers, and everything felt polite but forgettable. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Most men stay trapped in the exact same cycle of safe, rehearsed conversations that have lost all emotional weight. And here's the hard truth. To a high-value woman, those conversations aren't real connection. They're just another script she's heard 100 times before. Today, I'm going to show you exactly why that happens and how to break free from it. I'm giving you 6 powerful psychological questions that can turn an ordinary conversation into something she actually remembers and thinks about long after you've walked away. These aren't cheap tricks or pickup lines. They're doorways into her real world, the kind that make her feel genuinely seen instead of just observed. Stick with me, because by the end of this, you'll know how to move past surface-level small talk and create real curiosity and attraction. Let's be honest about what most guys are doing wrong. A woman who gets a lot of attention hears the same 5 questions every single day. What do you do? Where are you from? How was your weekend? And so on. To her, it's not a conversation, it's a performance. She gives the polished autopilot answer because that's what everyone expects. And you become just another face in the crowd. Completely forgettable. Attraction isn't built by showing off how much money you have or listing your accomplishments. It's not even about being the funniest guy in the room. Real lasting pull happens when you make her feel seen, when you look past the surface and invite her actual essence to come forward. The men who stand out are the ones willing to step outside the predictable loop. They have the psychological courage to ask something different, something that makes her pause, breathe, and actually think. That brief moment of real processing is where the spark of genuine intrigue is born. You have to disrupt her pattern recognition. Most of the time, her brain is on autopilot because the questions are so generic. When you ask something unexpected, her conscious mind wakes up. Suddenly, she's not just performing, she's actually engaging with you. And that shift changes everything. To understand why these questions work so well, you need to understand something simple about the human brain. It loves to conserve energy. When it hears a familiar question, it gives a familiar answer without much thought. But when you ask something that forces her to look inward, her mind has to engage. That engagement creates an emotional experience. And emotional experiences are what she remembers. Most men are afraid of going deeper. They worry it will feel awkward or too serious, so they stay in the shallow, safe zone. But the magnetic man knows that the only way to earn real respect and attraction is to show he can handle depth. He doesn't fear the silence after a powerful question, he welcomes it. Attraction happens on 2 levels at once, the physical and the psychological. The physical gets the initial attention, but the psychological is what keeps her thinking about you at 2 a.m. When a woman feels emotionally safe enough to express her real self, curiosity turns into something much stronger. So let's move into the 6 questions that can open those doors. The first one goes straight into her personal growth. What is something you believed strongly 5 years ago that you don't believe anymore? This is a massive pattern interrupt. Most guys ask about what she believes right now, which usually gets a safe social answer. But asking about how her beliefs have changed forces her to reflect on her own evolution, the relationships, experiences, or challenges that shaped who she is today. When she answers, she's giving you a map of her psychological journey. Pay attention, don't interrupt, let her speak, hold the space with calm presence. That stillness shows her you can handle real depth. The second question reaches into her emotional world. When do you feel most fully yourself? This is what I call a soul question. Most of the time, people are performing, being the professional, the daughter, the friend. By asking when her social mask falls away and she feels truly free, you're inviting her to share where her soul breathes. Her answer might be something simple, like walking her dog at sunrise, or getting lost in a creative project. Whatever it is, she's showing you her emotional anchor. And when she shares that with you, she unconsciously starts associating you with that feeling of authentic freedom. The third question gives her permission to dream. If nothing was stopping you, no fear, no money, no judgment, what would you be doing right now? Every woman carries hidden dreams and ambitions she's been told to keep practical and small. This question hands her a blank canvas and says, "Show me the version of yourself the world rarely sees." When she talks about her aspirations, she experiences a release of excitement and possibility. She begins linking that feeling of freedom with you. Just listen. Don't rush to give advice unless she asks. Holding space for her dreams is incredibly attractive. The fourth question is bold and goes straight to her sense of self-worth. What kind of connection do you think you actually deserve? This one requires steady, calm confidence. Maintain eye contact. Let her sit with it if she needs time. You're not asking about romance in general. You're asking about her internal standards and whether she believes she's worthy of real depth. Her answer will tell you a lot about her psychological health. By asking this, you show you're interested in the quality of connection, not just access to her time. That shift alone sets you apart. The fifth question invites her vulnerability. What is something you wish people understood about you that they usually don't? Everyone feels misunderstood in some way. This question gives her permission to reveal the part of herself that people usually misread or ignore. She might say people think she's cold when she's actually protective, or that everyone assumes she has it all together when she's struggling. When she shares that hidden layer, you become the rare person she associates with emotional safety. That creates a bond surface-level talk can never match. The final question is philosophical and deeply revealing. What does freedom mean to you specifically? Everyone uses the word freedom, but it means something different to every person. Asking her to define it shows you what truly drives her, what she's moving toward, what she's protecting, and what she fears losing. In her answer, you'll see her internal compass. This question works best in quieter moments when trust has already been built. When she opens up, you're no longer just another guy she met. You're the man who made her think about the meaning of her own life. These 6 questions are powerful psychological doorways. They bypass her logical defenses and speak directly to her heart. But with that power comes responsibility. You can't lead her into this depth if you're not ready to hold the space with calm, grounded presence. If she opens up and you get awkward, try to fix her. Or use it for your own ego. You'll break the trust you just built. These aren't games for the weak. They're tools for the man who is steady enough to witness her complexity without needing to control it. When you ask with genuine curiosity and masculine stillness, she feels safe. And when a woman feels truly seen, she doesn't forget you easily. You now have the map to move past the invisible man trap and into the kind of conversations that create real connection. Use these questions with integrity. Be the grounded presence who can handle whatever she reveals. That's what turns a forgettable conversation into one she thinks about long after it ends. If this hit home for you, drop a comment below and tell me which of these 6 questions resonated the most or which one you're going to try first. I read every comment, and if you want more breakdowns on the deeper side of attraction and personality psychology, make sure you subscribe and turn on the notifications. You don't have to stay stuck in boring small talk anymore. You now have the keys. Use them with calm confidence and watch how your connections change. Take care of yourself, stay grounded, and I'll see you in the next one.